This lesson is over ordering fractions from least to greatest when the fractions have like numerators. Now, students already know how to do like denominators. They just put them in order as they find them. But this one gets a little bit trickier, so I wanted to do a separate video showing this. When the numerators are the same, all students need to do is look at the denominators and find which one is the smallest. But what they're actually going to think is, instead of it being the smallest, they think opposite. It's deceitful. It looks like it's going to be the smallest, but in fact it's actually going to be the biggest. So I want them to think opposite. So if they're putting them in order from least to greatest, find the one that looks the smallest. 8 is the smallest number, but then think opposite. So instead of smallest, it's actually going to be the largest, 3/8. The next smallest is 9ths, so that will go in the middle. And then the biggest number, the number that looks like it would be the largest, is actually going to be the opposite, the smallest, 3/12. I'll do one more example. I know that's kind of weird and confusing, but it's the only way to make sure that students have a trick. And they can just think the opposite for the bottom. Let's look at another one. For this one, 4/6, 4/5, and 4/10. They want me to put them in order from greatest to least. So I'm going to look at the denominators and find which one appears to be the biggest. This one appears to be the biggest, but I'm going to think that it's not the biggest. I'm going to think it's the opposite, and it's actually the smallest. So this one would come last because we're doing greatest to least, so least. Now which one would be the next biggest? 4/6, but it's actually the next smallest. And then 5th appears to be the smallest, which means it's actually the opposite. It means it's the biggest, 4/5. I hope that makes sense. Thanks.